Hey guys, Lisa here, your resident sewing expert. You've learned the basic tools needed to sew, the stitches and the fabrics you'll use. Now it's time to apply that knowledge. For our first project, we're going to make a drawstring bag, and since I'm in a particularly summery mood, we're going to make a bag fit for our sunglasses, because we want to keep these babies safe. Oh. So the materials you'll need are just a scrap of fabric. As long as it's 8 inches wide by 8 inches long, you are golden. A yard of string, yarn, paracord, whatever. You're just going to need a yard of something beautiful to tie your bag with. And then your basic sewing essentials: a blade, seam ripper, pins, measure. All right, let's do this. I'm going to open up my fabric scrap and measure out 8 inches by 8 inches. I love this measuring ruler. It's clear, so I can actually see what I'm doing. So I'm just going to lay this out. 8 inches here. Draw a line. 8 inches up. Draw that. Let's make sure this is here. 8 inches, perfect. And 8 inches this way. All right, we've got my square. I'm gonna take my rotary cutter and just do exactly what it sounds like. I'm gonna cut it. All right, gonna set all this aside. Don't need that. All right, so we've got our 8-inch square, and now we're going to make our drawstring bag. It's very simple. All we need is our string. I actually cut mine down a bit, and we're going to place that right there on the edge of the fabric, and then I'm just gonna tuck the fabric over it 1/2 inch, over it again 1/2 inch. This is going to be a very nice shortcut when we close up our bag with the sewing machine. So I'm just going to iron it in place. I love my mini ironing board. It's actually used by professionals for sewing, ironing arms of sewing machines, or not arms of sewing machines, arms of shirts, but it works great as a mini iron. So we've got that nice and crisp. Now we're going to sew it in my machine here, set to a straight stitch, and I'm going to make sure that my string is on the very far outside of this bag. I'm going to put my needle in the machine, put the presser foot down, and sew in a straight line right along the top stitching along this fold here. Grab my presser foot, back stitch to get it started, top stitching, we back stitch again to hold it in place, and take it out of the machine. Now we've got our drawstring already enclosed. It's just time to fold this whole thing together. So let's put right sides together, because in sewing, we always flip things inside out, so our right sides always want to touch. I'm just folding it in half, nice and simple. I just want to be careful to keep these on the outside. So I'm using a 1/2 inch seam allowance, and I'm doing the same exact thing: forward stitch, back stitch, sew in a straight line, following my seam allowance here on the grid. When I reach the bottom, I'm going to turn the corner by putting my needle into the machine, lifting up my presser foot, rotating 90 degrees, putting my presser foot back down, and sewing again. All right, now you've got almost all of your drawstring bag. We are going to clip this corner down here on the bottom to make sure it folds nicely. So I'm cutting it up to the point where the stitching is, not quite over it, beyond it, but just right there to it so that when it folds, it won't be bulky. I'm doing it to the other side as well. There we go. So we've clipped our corners. Now we're going to fold it inside out. Voila, a little bag. And to make my corners nice and pointy, I use an eraser of a pencil, and I just stick that in there till the fabric pokes out. Awesome. Now it's time to take out our ironing board once again. Make sure everything's nice, beautiful, crisp. This needs to be poked out a little more. There we go. Gonna iron it flat. Now it's time to ensure the safety of our sunglasses. Slip that right in. Voila! Perfect. And these ones are just so cute. I want to make sure they work too. In you go. Perfect. Now my sunglasses can stay safe all summer long. Even better, you can make some for your friends, and all of their sunglasses can stay safe too. Now you have the basic skills needed to make a drawstring bag. All right, congratulations on making your first project. That might have been a little too easy for some of you. Don't worry, there's harder stuff ahead, or maybe that was really difficult for some of you. We would be happy to answer any of your questions. Just feel free to ask us in the comments section at the links provided. We love hearing from you, and we will try to get back to you as soon as we can with any feedback. All right, so now stick with me, and you're ready to learn even more awesome things, and our final result will be a full-on dress. Now let's go over some more specifics, like how to cut our fabric. Remember, I don't think I've said this enough, but you always want to use fabric scissors to cut fabric, not normal scissors. And when you're using fabric scissors, you only want to cut fabric with them.